Well, hello there guys, and welcome to another Strategic Command Let's Play. We are continuing here with Case Blue, and of course we are playing as the Axis. So I know a lot of you guys have really been enjoying this series, and I just want to thank you for all of the support. Of course, we're going to keep needing that support, so don't forget that we do want you to keep hitting the like button on that series. Now, we're going ahead and continuing to try to push into Russia here. It's going to be a little bit more difficult because, of course, we're playing 1942. This is no longer 1939. So let's go ahead and see how we do, of course. Looks like we've attacked with a lot of these armies already, and if you haven't seen that, you should definitely take a look at the last turn. So let's go ahead and try to smash through. We've obviously got some problems with partisans here. We've been trying to stop those problems, but for the time being, we're going to have to wait a little bit. Now, at least we've got them off the rail lines, but the damage has been done. Obviously, when we've got this many partisans attacking, there's going to be some issues, and currently there are definitely some issues with these partisans. We don't want them pushing through. We don't want them disrupting our rail lines, so we're going to do everything we can to stop that from happening. Now, over here at Luga, I'm going to continue attacking Leningrad, trying to break through with our mighty infantry, but whether or not it's possible, only time will tell, my friends. So we've got some Finnish planes actually trying to fight us here. Trying to assist us, pardon me. And we are continuing to bombard the enemy on this line. It looks like the enemy got away lucky that time. I'm going to keep attacking with the infantry unit. This is the 2nd Corps, German 2nd Corps. I'm going to keep attacking with the 1st Corps, and we're just going to see if we can slowly push our way into Leningrad. So here we go. Beautiful. Just smash through one of the Russian armies there. We don't have to worry about them anymore. And I think we're going to keep doing that to this guy over here. Although, as you can see, our actual chances for success here are not very great. I'm actually going to be bringing in some Messerschmitts to see if I can damage this 67th Army. And there's going to be some anti-aircraft fire, but I'm confident we can actually do some damage here to the enemy. So here we go, going in for the attack. Close enough, I guess. We did no damage whatsoever, so that could have gone a lot better. Once again, no damage. I'm not sure if we should attack with an anti-tank gun, but apparently that happened. That actually worked out pretty well. Despite me not thinking it would, we actually came out on top there. I'm going to keep this guy back as a reserve unit. As you can see, none of the enemy can really cross this line from Leningrad because the 1st Corps is defending this left side. So I'm going to use the 2nd Corps as a sort of replacement unit, attack with the 1st Corps, retreat, etc., etc., and I think we're going to do just fine. We also should try to take Volkhov, because taking this is actually a national morale objective victory. So if we take Volkhov, we're going to be very, very well off in terms of our national morale points, and that's definitely on top of our list of things to do. So let's keep on looking here and just see if there's anything else we can focus on. I would like to actually take this unit and get behind the enemy, but as you can see, we've attacked with a lot of these other units, so we want to be careful. We don't want to push ourselves or overextend ourselves too much, and I probably want to start taking some of our other units to deal with the partisans behind the lines. We know they're here, and we need to get rid of them. We've already attacked with our Italian units, this trapped Soviet unit, so I'm not sure if that's going to really make a big difference, but perhaps we can keep moving forward with our German units here, as you can see. We've also got a German tank unit, but he's already attacked. Let's move forward with our 6th Army as well, the great 6th Army. Anybody know the history of the 6th? I think you guys think about Stalingrad a little bit, and maybe you will. And we've also got this tank unit. Now, like I said, on this southern eastern front near Stalingrad, there's a lot that we could do, but it's going to take some time. And obviously, not making it to Stalingrad would, to me, be very disappointing. That's one of the biggest things I want to do, is make sure that during this Let's Play series, we do make it to Stalingrad, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and see if we can smash the 9th Army. There we go. And as you can see, a lot of the units near Kantemirovka, I hope I'm saying that correctly, are badly, badly damaged, and they're not looking so good. So that's looking good for us. Probably to the north of Stalingrad, we could get a lot of damage going. We also have to look at Sevastopol, though, and I don't see any easy way of getting in here. I'm going to keep attacking, and we might get lucky and be able to take the city, but just the fact that we have to keep units behind here in Crimea to try and stop this unit from keeping the city is a little frustrating, and that's why we started bringing over some submarines. But for some reason, we can't get through the Sea of Marmara. I'm thinking that maybe it's just too narrow a sea to get through, and that's honestly a big cause for concern. That means we can't take out this light cruiser, and that means that the Soviets could keep getting supplies from other parts of the world, and that's definitely a cause for concern. So let's go ahead and take our other German subs and our Italian subs. We're going to be heading to that Western Front, guys, to try and cut off supplies as quickly as possible. And I might even bring some light cruisers. I'm just going to bring the light cruisers and put them over here in the Ionian Sea because I want to make sure that if the enemy, specifically the Americans or the Brits, tries to make a move from North Africa to try and get to the boot heel of Italy, we'll be able to stop them. But obviously with all of my subs, I'm going to try to go to their trade ports and just cause a ton of damage. In fact, we probably have some units out over here in the ocean. Let me pop out a bit, and yes, we do. What we're going to try to do is get this guy even closer to the enemy line here, and eventually maybe get to their ports and even start bombarding them or laying mines. I think that would really help us out. But also, just getting subs on these trade ports alone is going to help us big time. So we want to make sure that they're not getting any supplies to the UK. And in fact, I asked you guys this in the other video. It's completely up to you guys. We could try it. I think it's crazy, but we could try Operation Sea Lion and see if we could go ahead and launch an invasion of England. I'm not sure it's going to work out, but I'd love to see what happens. I am going to go ahead and bombard Dover with our ships, and we might as well also bring in some planes, if we have any, to also bombard this area. I do believe we have fighters, but we don't have any bombers. I might still go ahead and attack Dover. The British have to know that they have to be on the defensive. If we let them breathe for a second, that's going to be a problem. So we did damage some of the enemy bombers, but unfortunately our Luftflotte got badly damaged there attacking the UK. So let's go into North Africa and see what's going on. Obviously, this is an area we really want to succeed in. I'm going to go ahead, bring some Italian tanks forward, Italian infantry, excuse me. And unfortunately, the Italian infantry did not do so well here. I'm also going to fire with the Africa reconnaissance. And we actually managed to do some damage to those British tanks. I'm going to move this unit back. In fact, I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to move the Africa Corps tanks forward and see if we can destroy the 7th Armored Tank Division of the British. Beautiful, guys. That is a 350 national morale bonus, and with reason. I mean, the fact that we're getting this close to the enemy in North Africa and doing this much damage, it's a very good sign. Obviously, if we could take Alexandria, we would be in a great place, and we're definitely going to go for it. So I'm going to move my Italian tanks forward as well, the Ariete tanks, and attack the 30th Corps here of the UK. And once again, we did okay. We did take some damage as well, but I think it's worth it. And we're going to move the Africa Corps field artillery forward. We've also got some bombers here. We might as well go and try to damage the enemy, but it looks like any of these areas we attack, we're going to take a nasty hit. So I'm going to go straight for the desert field artillery guns. Of course, the Brits are going to have some interceptors. Well, it's not the greatest situation in the world, but it's sort of worked out for us. I mean, we kind of have to accept our losses in this case. We've also got some fighters here, thinking we might as well bring them in if we can get them close enough to attack the enemy, but if we're not sure about the outcome, I'm not going to take that risk. Let's see if these bombers can attack. No, they've already attacked. Maybe our Romanian fighters can do some damage to the remaining Soviets over here. Very risky maneuver, though. Again, fighters are made for attacking other planes, not really ground targets. But every now and again, they can do a pretty good job. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to go ahead and end the turn, guys. Turn it over to the Allies. I want to make sure we've used up all of our bombers. And as you can see, we've got the SG-1 tactical bombers here. We just shattered another Soviet position. We're closing in slowly but surely. And sooner or later, I think we're going to be in Stalingrad. At least that's what I hope, because we're getting very close here. But obviously, with all these enemy partisan units popping up behind our territory, it's not making me very happy. So let's go ahead, probably end the turn here, and hope for the absolute best. Let's go for it, guys. All right, the Allied raiders disrupt Sweden, German convoys. Well, there we go. So we've got some Allied subs. Looks like fighting breaks out at a mass demonstration in Lyon and Marseille on Bastille Day. Okay, well, at least no partisans, but probably not good for us either way. Now, let's see how the Allies are going to react here. I'm just hoping that they're not going to start an invasion of Italy or of France. If we can deal with the Russians, I think we have a chance of actually winning here, but it's going to be a very tough victory. So it looks like they're actually leaving with a lot of their battleships, at least the Russians are. They're moving back with a lot of fighter planes, bombers, and battleships. Maybe they know that the inevitable is going to happen, that we're going to take that position, and they're trying to reorganize their defenses around Stalingrad. They tried this last time, and I'm not too pleased. So we'll see what happens here. The British are also getting dangerously close there on the actual coastline, which makes me worry that they might be going for an invasion way early in the game. Hope that's not the case, but if it is, we've got to be ready for it. All right, so of course the British are trying to bomb our positions in North Africa. I think with the successes we've had, I'm not too surprised, but we've got to be careful here. This is definitely not something that's going to go well for us if they have continuous bombers damaging our attempts at attacking. So we might even bring some fighters over, see if we can do something about that. If not, I'm definitely a little more than concerned. It looks like they're going to try to bomb us as well. So they're trying to bomb our destroyers over here in the English Channel. And it looks like that field artillery is also trying to put in some work, but I don't think it's going to be very effective, to be honest with you. Russians are going to bomb our Finnish allies here, but I think the Finns will hold strong. I see no real reason to use them to attack any of these areas or units. And they did just destroy a cruiser. That's not great. All right, so they've actually pushed back some of our units. Once again, we've got to be very careful here, guys. As long as they're not going for any counterattacks, I'll be somewhat happy. So we're actually now seeing, guys, where those raiders are, and of course they're in the far north. So we probably will send some of our own naval ships there to try and hit them, see if we can't knock them off our trading post with Norway. We don't want to lose, with Sweden. We don't want to lose that trade. And look at this, French partisans disrupt supply. Now, I don't see where those French partisans are. Unless it's the fog of war, I don't think they're actually showing up as an armed unit. But nonetheless, we do have to be on our best behavior and be absolutely careful with them, because if they start cutting off rail lines to our men, that's going to be a serious problem. So here we go. The Gneisenau battlecruiser is sunk, and we've just spotted some fighters in Philadelphia. Interesting. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and continue here. Now, we do have this sub, and of course, I was trying to bring it as close as I can to the U.S. here, and I think getting really, really close is going to help out. We've actually got the Azores Islands off to the east, to the Portuguese Azores Islands. They're not too much of a concern right now, but maybe eventually they will be. And here we go. So let's go to the Atlantic, and oh my goodness, we've got some enemy contact, a British battleship here. We are going to try to attack it, of course. and he doesn't want us getting out of the Mediterranean. He wants to make sure we stay here and do not damage any more of the Allied shipping. I can't say I blame him, but we're definitely going to try to sink that British battleship and get the hell out of here because we want to head into the Atlantic immediately. What else should we do here? All right, let's see. I guess we'll keep going to the Eastern Front. We'll keep pushing here. I want to get rid of those partisans, so I want to see if we can destroy them immediately. Beautiful. We got very lucky there. 75 national morale bonus. And of course, now we open up this area. I also want to get some reinforcements for this armored car unit. I guess the max we can do is 1 point, and actually, I don't even think that's worth it. I hate to say this, but I'd almost rather send them on a suicide mission than reinforce them. So I'm going to send these guys to Kaluga. I'm going to try to wipe out the garrison at Kaluga. We can see that there is an enemy HQ very close to Moscow, and I'm going to keep moving forward, although we are going to have to destroy that infantry unit. So we'll get rid of him. Got 165 national morale bonus for that. Keep on moving forward, of course. We're going to do the same with this infantry unit. Go south of Kaluga. And now the city is open, and we've just taken a tremendous amount of territory. Of course, we can't move there this turn, but it's definitely something to consider for next turn. And look at that. We're going to send an anti-tank unit to cut off all of these rail lines. I think that's going to help us big time. And we're just going to keep up the attacks at this point, my friends. We've got to keep on the attack nonstop. Anti-tank versus anti-tank. The German anti-tank wins every time. We did just get a national morale bonus, although I didn't catch the number on it. And I'm going to go ahead and keep moving towards Voronezh. I think Voronezh is probably defended, and I was right, sure enough. Now, I actually moved. I didn't attack the area. I just moved into the location, so I don't know if we should have received that attack penalty, but it is what it is. We'll accept it, and we'll keep cutting off the lines at Kantamirovka. So let's go ahead and do that and just try to slice and dice here. Now, we do have to cross the Don River, which I think is going to probably be one of the harder things to do in this part of the battlefield, of course. Crossing the Don is not going to be easy, and we're probably going to take some nasty losses as we do that. But we're going to keep attacking here, try to wipe out any Soviet resistance behind the Don River. Move forward. Do the same with the infantry units. Feuermänner. And let's see, we'll actually send this guy. I know it's crazy, but we are going to send this guy behind the Don. If we could get to Borolepsk, we would be cutting off a ton of rail lines, of course, and it's just really destroying the enemy supply. So I'm going to move to Morozhevsk. I'm almost certain they have a unit there, and I was right, they did. So they're probably going to try to attack us here. If not, we're going to try to attack Morovsk immediately and see if we can't take this city. Actually surprised the garrison was able to put up such a fight. Got to give it to them. Let's keep moving forward with the rest of our German units. And we've got some Romanians here that can help to sort of make a new front, if that makes sense. We've also got these units at Mariupol. I'm definitely going to be bombing these areas to try and break the line to Stalingrad. So let's see if we can attack with any other units here. Boom! Shattered another unit, guys. No national morale gain for that, but nonetheless, we did a very good job. We'll go ahead and keep moving forward. It looks like we're going to have to do it this way, sort of the old-fashioned way. And as for these guys, I think our Romanian and Italian troops can deal with them. And sure enough, the Italian Corps, actually the 39th Corps actually managed to do a very good job there. So we're going to keep moving forward with them. And they're actually going to make up a strong part of our attack. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and keep bombarding these areas close to Stalingrad. I don't think the enemy has really much air defense in this southern area. So that's very good for us, as you could probably imagine. All right. Attack with the Romanians. And they actually did a great job there, not taking a single loss. We can even attack with our Romanian friends at Rostov. Although I do think it's probably in our best interest to move the Romanian commander a little closer here, especially since we're doing very well on this southern front. Keep moving forward. We've even got some Slovakian troops here that could probably help out big time. I'm going to see if our bombers can damage these tanks. One thing I can't stand are the Soviet tanks. They're going to be a serious pain for us. I think you can all see that. Not bad, not bad. Just got to keep that up. Okay, let's see. So nothing we can really do about these guys. I guess we could send these tanks back. Yeah, I think we have to. Just to open up the rail lines. 165 national morale bonus once again. And we'll keep on moving, trying to cut off enemy rail lines here. Although we probably should have brought some reinforcements for those tanks. Nonetheless, fighting a garrison unit is pretty easy peasy for us, and I think we're going to be able to do it without much difficulty at all. The one thing I'm concerned about is that Panzer Grenadier Division. They could have been so helpful, but right now they're not very helpful at all for us. Let's also keep attacking the area around Leningrad. We want to break this line, and we want to take Leningrad. It's actually one of the most important objectives in this particular battle, or this particular year. So taking it would mean a lot, and obviously would irritate Stalin to no end. So let's go ahead. We're going to keep attacking. Even at the possibility of losing some men, we're going to go for it. Good work, men. So this is what I said last time. We're going to be using this other brigade or this other corps as a sort of reinforcing line. So they're going to go ahead and attack these soldiers in Leningrad too and see if we can't get a kill. Unfortunately, the odds are definitely against us. This is very well defended area. And it looks like at Volkov, they just keep reinforcing the area, which is probably the right thing to do. I want to make sure we don't have any partisans behind the lines. I think we're good. Can never be too sure. Send these guys to Tula. And I'll actually try to reinforce these guys. I guess we're going to have to wait a little bit. But these guys are across the Don. The Grossdeutschland Mechanized Division is across the Don. So I think it's in our best interest to keep on pushing and try to follow up and take Voronezh with some more men. Even though these are only Hungarian units, they're not going to be that effective, but better than nothing, let's put it that way. There we go. Good job by the SG-2 tactical bombers. We need more of that. We need to take out those tank divisions. We've got some Romanian bombers here too. Maybe they can help out their friends on the front. Romanian Air Force fighters have failed. And actually those were fighters, not bombers, so I'll give them that. We do have some bombers back here, though, but I think they've already dropped their payload. So we'll keep trying to take Sevastopol. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Unbelievably good so far. We're getting close, guys. We've also got a Gustav railgun, and I'm going to try to bombard Sevastopol, do some serious damage to the city itself, and hopefully do some damage to the fighters inside the city. 3 shots. Unbelievable. So yeah, I think we've definitely lowered their effectiveness without a doubt. We'll even bring in some Luftflotte fighters to see if we can't damage them. Well, you guys know how this series works. If you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, share the video if you can, and as always, let us know what you guys want us to do. If you guys want us to try Operation Sea Lion, we'll go for it. I don't think it's a great idea, but we can try it out and see what happens, of course, and you know, kind of put ourselves on the line in this case. So let us know what you'd like us to do. We'll try it out. Give us any tips you have or that you want to share with us. And we'll see if we can't work some magic here to entertain everybody. But we want to thank you once again for watching the series. We're definitely going to be coming back with a part 3. So hang in there, excuse me. Hang in there and keep watching, guys. We'll finish up this turn in part 3, and we will continue with the great invasion of the Soviet Union.